Welcome to Crappens. Don't wait a week for a new video. Join our Patreon at the Crappens On Demand level for instant recap access. Link in description. Enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens, a podcast about all that crap on Bravo that we just love to talk about. I'm Ben Mandelker, and joining me today is the one, the only, the hilarious and charming, the wonderful, the irrepressible Ronnie Karam. Hi, Ronnie.
Oh, hello. How are you?
Great, thanks. Ronnie is broadcasting from Texas today. Today is a Texas day, and just wanted to put that out there so everyone knows exactly where we are.
I am
Texas. Want to make sure we're all on the same page.
Things are going great. Everything's great here. I watched my family eat the biggest fucking dead cow I've ever seen in my life last night. It's Texans from their meat. Oh my God, it was huge, man. It was, when I tell you the murder was huge, it was a giant murder.
I would have loved that. So some fun things. First and foremost, we just recorded an interview with the one, the only Countess Luann de Lesseps. So we're gonna have that up at some point. So everyone look forward to that. It was really fun. I of course fanboyed. I was unapologetic about my fanboying. And second of all, we're here today to record Real Housewives of Salt Lake City supersize recap. Was there other stuff that we have to promote, Ronnie? I forget.
Nah, fuck it. So here we are with the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. You know, I have to give this show credit. The newbies on this show really come in and just start working right away. They don't sit around. Now, I'm not talking to you, Maylee. Okay, you're not doing a whole lot, but you are a friend of. So Maylee's just sitting there for right now. But the other two just came right in, and you know, it's proof that it gets you somewhere, because as Ben just told me before we started this, Angie, I am Greek, said in an interview that she cried when she saw that she was getting the center snowflake. And Angie was one of the ones who came in and immediately was like, what did you say about my husband? Or whatever. Like starting fights right away. Yeah.
You know what? She showed up in season 3 and was like, I will be center snowflake someday. And she did it. She got all the way to the
dream.
top.
I dreamed it
for you. Sorry about
You're wondering what the hell that is. It's from a musical called Gypsy. Ben watched it for the first time this weekend. So I would like to thank Ben's partner, Dom, for making that happen. I've been begging for that to happen for years. Next up, hopefully Steel Magnolias. But for now, we have.
I didn't realize you were begging me to. I apologize. I didn't realize that you were wanting me to watch Gypsy so badly. I knew that you loved it, but I didn't. If I had known Ronnie, I would have fast tracked it.
Wasn't that sweet? It's like citizenship. Okay, so here we are. We start with Bronwyn and Lisa driving in Lisa's G-Wagon.
Yeah, there's pink lights that I guess, like, you know, the modern cars these days, even my Kia has like a little color scheme on the inside that you can change. So I guess that right now it's pink on the inside, and Bronwyn's loving it. And so Lisa's like, yeah, it's pink. Yeah. Hey, what did you think about last night? And Bronwyn's like, so I was like unprepared. And Lisa's like, I didn't know what was happening with you on Bratna. And
so
Brittany
she's like,
the new friend of, by the way, just so people don't
she's like, yeah, she came in a little hot with me, more so with Mare. Listen, with me and Mare, you cannot just call things costumes. I mean, who does that? Don't do that with me and my girl Mare.
yeah, we don't like that. Okay, like that was like a lot for me for 30 seconds into meeting someone, but like actually I'm like still starving from last night. Like I like literally couldn't eat.
And she's like, oh my God, that was a lot. So then we see the fight from this most recent episode where everybody went at Whitney, and it was so fun. I just loved it. And Kyle, I hope you're next. Kyle and Beverly. I just feel like some people have had it coming for years and never get it. And she got it finally. Now, she didn't care, really. It didn't really affect her. And I guess that's good, because we couldn't feel good about it if she left there crying. Like, that really hurt my feelings. But she didn't, so it was fun. It was like fun sport. So anyway, we see a flashback of that and everybody going on, you know, about Whitney. And then Braun was like, I feel like you were right about most of what you were saying, though. Am I right? I mean, I think that like I was just more worried about the fact that I love Whitney, and like I don't think that she was getting that she wasn't helping Whitney as much as that she was upsetting you and Heather, and I really don't want her upsetting you and Heather.
Wait, hold on. My phone's ringing. Can you hold on for 1 second? Can you be quiet for 1 second? It's Angie K calling, and we're going to set her up because she's going to say something like really mean about you, and she won't know that you're there, and it's going to be hilarious. Okay, hold on. Quiet. Okay. Hey, Ange. How's it going?
Baklava, 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 baklava. Baklava, baklava,
Yeah,
baklava, baklava. I'm sorry, I
me
was still
too.
doing my ringtone that I have every time I call you.
Yeah, that's great. So what's up?
That was
Hello?
it. I just wanted to talk about baklava.
Okay. And Angie's like,
Angie
she's just
wants
like,
to
you
have
want
a
to get
talk,
lunch?
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's like,
she
you want to
just
get
wants to have
lunch? And Lisa's like, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm running some errands in this empty car. So if you want to say something, now's the time to say something. And I'll text you as soon as I'm done. Is that cool? And
You should
Angie's
say
like,
something incriminating right now, Ange. Say it right now, Ange. She's like, nope. Just wanted to say I love honey poured over very thin bread, very thin flaky dough.
Philo
Here's
that away somewhere. So then
here's how you
Bronwyn
know
is
that
like,
Lisa does suck as a friend. Okay, now Lisa's a great housewife, but here's how you know that she sucks as a friend. Someone calls you to say, "Hey, we got in a fight. I'd rather we didn't fight. Can we go hang out? Let's have a talk." And she goes, "You know what? I'm running errands, but I'll text you." The fuck does that mean? Yes or no? Tell me 1 p.m. Don't just put me on hold all day. Now she's making this poor girl wait all day to have the pleasure of meeting up. I don't like that.
yeah. So then Angie hangs up and Bronwyn is like, were you expecting that? And Lisa goes, no. I think she thought that that Angie was gonna call and go off on her, maybe like hit Bronwyn with a stray. She was clearly setting Angie up to like embarrass herself. And Angie was like, so do you want to meet at Golden Corral?
What? She's going to call and make excuses. I can't wait to get together and apologize to you. Damn it. All right. I guess we'll do that then. So we go over to Whitney's new row farmhouse thing, and they're moving in. And I don't know why I was so offended about the row farmhouses. They just look like such weird tract homes. They just like drop off little bits of Joanna Gaines's spirit. You know what I mean? So
I do.
she's there, and Bobby's one kid is knocking a soccer ball into the wall, which guess what that just earned you? A spanking. Welcome back to the 70s where we still spank children. And Bobby is just wandering around wasted. Say, wait, where are these books? These old people books. Bobby, did you get into the Pepsi again? Yes, who said it? This is free country.
All right, Bobby, I'm going to give you this book. It's called Get Your Shit Together. It's about you and soda consumption. Okay, think about it.
You're going to have to go through the 12 steps. Fuck it, I ain't going through 12 nothing. I got a golf cart. I'll drive through them. Show me the 12 steps. I'll drive around.
Bobby just drives through the wall like the Kool-Aid man. Someone's having up.
So then we go to Angie's house, and she's with Sean. And she's like, well, I felt bad for Whitney last night. They were all ganging up on her. Poor Whitney. And Lisa was not supporting her. And then she lunged forward at me at the table, and she got really aggressive with me, Sean.
Well, it's an intimidation tactic, and you can't allow her to just do that.
Was Meredith there? Was iconic Meredith Marks there? Was Meredith Mother Marks there?
I need to tell her how I feel. I need to continue to be more honest with her and see where it goes. And he goes, that sounds great. Hey, hon, could you send a care package to this side of the California King mattress? It's been so long since I've eaten.
So then we go to Mary's house with Robert Jr. And she's like, last night, one of the girls said I was poor. They said I was poor. Okay.
She goes, Robert Jr. is like, she doesn't even know you. Yeah, don't ever call me poor because like that's being ungrateful to God. He's like, yeah. Okay, well, forget it. That's a whole other. Yeah, it's crazy, Mom.
It's literally just like bzzz. You just see his eyes turn off. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, the
He's like,
power's out.
yeah.
It's like you've only paid a quarter for this much power, and it's just fading to an end.
And there's like donuts, so he takes two, and she's like horrified that he's taking two donuts. Like her eyes do the Mary Cosby bulge. And she basically tells us that Robert is at home and not in college. And basically he's just doing nothing. And she's like, yeah, he's very sheltered, and I feel like that's my fault. And so that's why I don't mind him staying at home.
Yeah. And she says,
So
one day
she's
I'll
like,
give him
I
a boot,
created
but
this mess.
not now. Yeah, she loves it. She's codependent with her son, that's how she likes it. So, I mean,
It's also funny
to each their own. Yes.
Yes, and it's also funny, sorry to interrupt, that again, I'm like on the crazy like caffeine high right now.
How we communicate.
But I know, but I'm like, I can't, I'm like a lunatic right now. But this scene was funny because it was all of like 15 seconds long, and they put up the thing that said Mary, like it was gonna be a whole big scene. And it goes for 15 seconds. Her son grabs two donuts, she bulges her eyes, and then it just goes to like Lisa, and it goes Lisa, and we just never go back to Mary's scene. It's just like, oh, this is all we've got for Mary. Like, she's a full housewife, so we have to give her a title card, but this is really all we have this episode. So here it is.
So then we're back with Lisa and Bronwyn, and they're talking about Gwen, her daughter, Bronwyn's daughter. And she's like, yeah, Gwen wants to open a coffee shop. Can you believe it? I mean, what a wacky, wild girl. It's incredible. And Lisa's like, oh my God, I love Gwen.
I love that idea. A shop for serving heathens. And Bronwyn's like, yeah, it's going to be like so cute. Like, yeah, it's going to be like so stylish. It's going to be like the Lisa Barlow of coffee shops.
That's true, huh? It's like these ex-Mormons. I love that they're all still so innocent. That it's like, we're leaving Mormonism. Hey, Mormonism, suck my dick. I'm going to open a coffee shop. It's like, wow. It's like a Christian opening a whorehouse, But to them, it's like coffee. We're giving the world caffeine. Suck it, Joseph Smith.
Did wait, is Bronwyn an ex-Mormon? I forget. I know that she like flunked out of BYU, but is she no longer Mormon?
I think she says it in here somewhere, doesn't she?
I don't remember. I just don't remember.
I don't know. She doesn't have enough punchlines to make me pay that close attention, to be honest. Like, I know that a bunch of people are like, oh my God, Bronwyn's amazing. Look at her clothes. And I get that that's kind of a part of Housewives. It worries me because those housewives are never, ever, ever my favorite. I mean, it's like the Erica Janes of it's like, look how much money I put, some old dude for it, which I just don't love. I have a feeling I'm gonna like her in the future, but right now I'm undecided. I'll just say I'm undecided.
I have to say,
my point is I'm not really paying attention. I don't know if she was ex-Mormon, if she's currently Mormon. I do know that her daughter is basically Pablo Escobar of Utah, opening a coffee shop. So take that for what you're.
I know Jen Affleck won't be visiting. I have to say, I'm normally the sort of person where I'm like, your personality can't just be your fashions. Like, if that's all you have to offer, that's not enough for me. But that being said, I actually really like Bronwyn a lot because I actually do think she has more than just her fashions. I thought she was like funny, and she got spicy. Like, she had her first chance to be spicy, and she was spicy, and she was good about her spiciness.
Mm-hmm. I think she handled that stuff well. Yeah, her first arguments.
Yeah, and stuff, I liked her. I'm so far. I'm like, good. And I like the way she giggles at things. So
I'm not a hater. I'm just a waiter.
No, I know.
You know what I mean? I'm not hating. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting patiently on the roadside, hoping that someone picks me up and shows me a good time.
Test period. It's a test period. You're gonna see how it goes.
Yeah, I don't want to fall into that trap where I'm like, oh my God, mother icon, because she wore a couple of expensive things, and then I look like an idiot in 3 weeks when she turns out to be a monster. I'm just waiting. So it's like fishing. It's like our version of fishing. You just sit there and you wait. You see some fish jump, but you could get a bigger fish, So you're just waiting. Who's the bigger fish, Brittany or Bronwyn? Not you, Haley. Sit down. Huh?
poor Maylee.
Maylee has promise. She's just not delivering anything yet.
It's a lot because you have Bronwyn, who's new. You also have Brittany, who's kind of like Fomona, and so that's like a lot of personalities to sort of just like compete with.
Yeah. So they're talking about this girl Gwen and her drug addiction / coffee shop. And then Lisa talks about how much she like Gwen's so cool. She doesn't even know who she likes more, Bronwyn or Gwen. So now we're talking about Heather's, and she's like, have you ever seen Heather's home? And Bronze was like, no, I've never been to Heather's. Oh my God, this house is beautiful. Wow, what a house. Wow, Heather. Wow.
I never knew someone could repurpose a public library into a house, but this brick building, you have done it.
So Heather comes out, they honk for her, and she's like, I have not been honked at in such a long time. It's been like since I was a teenager.
It's horrifying. So I'm like, you actually probably have been honked at by Monica driving by, honking like, hey, bitch. Honk, honk.
It made me think of all the times that I've honked at people as an adult. I'm like, am I just immature? I mean, how else do you tell people? I guess you text them and tell them I'm here, but I don't I don't rely on people to check their texts, you know. I honk. I will honk. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
You're a pull into the driveway and do a little honk, like a little double honk or something.
I'll try a text, but if the text doesn't work within like 30 seconds, I start honking. Yeah. Why can't 1, 2 1, 2, 3 1, 2. Yeah.
Why okay. Car manufacturers have done so many things with cars. They have created it so that way, like, you can have a display in your car to see what is around your car. Like it has like AI generated, cameras. It has rear cameras. It has this sensor, that sensor. They have put in so much technology into cars. Why can they not put in different cadences of horns? Why can't there be a friendly horn? And why can't there be a move horn? Like, get the fuck out of my way horn. Why do we just have one horn? Because one of the reasons why I don't like to honk like a hello is I'm always afraid that people think I'm honking hostilely. And I'm like, I would like a friendly horn so that way there's no
you're
confusion.
Supposed to do that with your cadence and your pressure,
like the little beat, right? Like a beep, beep.
Right. Yours always sounds nice, even when you're mad. Yours is like, you're like, I'm gonna kill this woman in front of me. I cannot believe this bit.
Oh yeah,
but I had my Toyota Camry. It could sound like that. You just don't. It's the puppeteer, not the puppet.
Well, no. So here's my issue. If you're driving on the street and you see a friend on the sidewalk, you happen to see a friend on the sidewalk, so you honk to get their attention. Like that's all you can do is honk.
You should have a button that's like, "Hey, girl."
Exactly. You really should. Girl. Because if I'm driving and I see someone, girl. I go bum bum. So the person in front of me is gonna be like, "What the fuck?" I'm driving normally, and I'm like, "No. I see my friend Joanne over there."
Yeah, it's like my little Mr. T keychain I got one year for my birthday that has little buttons that you press, and they all have different Mr. T lines. Like one is like, "What you talking about, fool?" Forget his lines, but we could have those in the cars, But for gay things, like, "Hey, girl,"
yeah,
like walking. What is this? The 1800s? Walking. What is this? 1800s?
And also, I would like. I also would like a friendly thing, like, "Hey, just so you know, the light turned green." Like, I don't want to be hostile every time I remind someone the light turned green.
Or just one that's like, "Well, I would have let you in if you would have been driving faster." Okay, don't slow down the flow of traffic. It's just really long lines. I need more from
your mother wants you to call her. Please call her.
All right. So they're talking about Whitney and how infuriated Lisa is because she went on a podcast. That is so crazy. She went on a podcast and called me a villain. I would never. You're lying about me and I'm defending myself. That's the bottom line. So she's so disgusted that Whitney would say something on a podcast. And she's even more disappointed that Angie would go behind her back and repeat what she said about Whitney to Whitney. I mean, you said it on camera, but I get the sentiment.
Yeah. Angie is like very close with Whitney. And I'm like, that's great. But like, it changes our dynamic because like, I don't want anything I say to her, just venting or sharing a feeling, to be weaponized against me.
Yeah. So Braun was like, are you gonna talk to Angie? And she's like, yeah, I'm gonna talk to Angie. She asked if we can meet up, and I said maybe at some point after errands.
Well, I love Angie, and I think that she wants to support Whitney, but it's also clear that Whitney's really messy, which she's admitted. But I also woke up at the middle of the night feeling like did we totally gang up on Whitney? Because I was afraid that we didn't. So I want to really make sure that we did. Okay. And Lisa's like, no, we didn't. No. And Bronwyn's like, no, it didn't seem like a gang up to me because it felt like the way it kept ratcheting up, it was like, Whitney, like the whole time, like, do you want to see a healed Whitney? Do you want to see a healed Whitney? And everyone's, and then Heather starts to like cringe in the backseat. Like she doesn't like what Bronwyn's saying. But Bronwyn's like going off because she's like, oh my God, I'm in with like the cool girls now. She's like, I'm like, Whitney, like, do we practice this in the mirror at home? Like little tears were like eking out. I was like laughing so hard. I was like, it's just so trite. I like literally can't.
Do you want to see a healed Whitney? And she was laughing about it. And this is kind of a Heather thing where she does not like the new girls coming in and getting too heated too fast, you know. And it's also kind of a seasoned housewife thing where they like hate the new ones, you know, for no reason. And so it's I think a little mix of that. But Heather's basically like, yeah, fuck that girl, you know. So first, but before she does that, we go back to a cooking class with Meredith and Seth. Okay, so they go pull up to a culinary school, and she's like, last year Seth got a new position back in Ohio again, and this time in Columbus. So his company requires more for him, but he's here now, so I'm going to teach him how to cook for him. So,
we're going to learn how to cook a very difficult dish, which is, by the way, the most Meredith Marks sort of dish. Shakshuka sounds like her trying to actually say Shakira. Does anyone have can someone put on some Shakira? Like what, Mom? Shakira? Shakira, yeah.
So they make some shakshuka, and they find out that it's not just an Israeli dish because they thought that was an Israeli dish. And Meredith is like, really? Because I saw it on Real Housewives of New York City. So what are you saying about Aaron?
God, I forgot.
And yeah, that was our big thing. You guys, we have to try my shakshuka. You guys, seriously, did you like my shakshuka? You guys, I made shakshuka. What do you mean I didn't feed you? I gave you shakshuka.
I was gonna make shakshuka. Yeah, so I don't know, for me, like maybe I'm just being like a total snob here, but it's just funny to like I'm gonna teach Seth how to cook. And it's like a very basic breakfast dish of like peppers and eggs. And so well, you learned a lot. Well, I've been thinking a lot about my heritage and just how I feel about, hatred and anti-Semitism in the world right now. And I've always been very proud to be Jewish. So I want to get... And he's like, what'd you say? What? But you want to get a what? Oh, bat mitzvah. Yes, bat mitzvah.
And he's like, I am barely at loss for words. But the fact that you're going to get to go into the middle of a dance floor and do the dollar dance, this is beautiful. This is beautiful.
He's like, you're going to learn Hebrew and do the whole Torah portion and do the whole 9 yards? Yeah, of course. If my toddler could get bar mitzvah at the age of 2.5 years old, I think I can do it too.
Honey, you're just changing the Yiddish words to bathtub. Well, yeah, my religion. I was doing it first. I was doing baths before the Jews, all right? If I need to get bat mitzvah to show them that's so bad.
The big twist here, Seth, is that this is not just a cooking class. This is actually a tasting for the reception. I'll be serving shakshuka. What? Shakshuka at the bat mitzvah.
So she's like, in Judaism, a bar bat mitzvah makes a person's coming of age, and it's typically done at 12 or 13. Now, I know I'm not 12 or 13, but my filters are. So
Seth is like, I am so proud of you. Thank you. My family never put a huge emphasis on religion. Our roots in Judaism were always a heritage, and traditionally women were not bat mitzvah. And it was not something my sister and I did, but we did, however, get lemon mitzvah, which is where we learn how to hold a lemon together as a family and then make a white bean salad afterwards.
So he's like, yeah, when you're Jewish and you don't get bat mitzvah, I mean, everything after that is just like emptiness, So this is really fulfilling. Well, that makes me laugh. It's just like, wow. Meredith, you've just been such an empty vessel until today over this shakshuka. And it's all changing now. It's all changing for you.
I never knew what it felt like to have a big party when I was 13 and give out singles as party famers. So I'd like to fill that void.
I've never had the opportunity to audition DJs, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do the shit out of that.
So what I'm saying is, starting tonight, we're gonna go hard. I'm gonna go deep in Star Wars, so that way my bat mitzvah is ready to go.
I can't wait to pick out my wedding dress.
Honey, that's quinceañera.
Whatever.
Let's just get it done. It's for storyline. Let's just do this, all right?
I really hope that Meredith has a Star Wars themed bat mitzvah. That would be the best. Or everyone, this is Darth Vader. It's like, how dare you say that?
I'm your father.
I am not Darth Vader. I am a guest.
You want to see the real healing?
So then let's see. So he's crying and he's like, I can't wait to talk dirty in Hebrew, honey. She's like,
I was not expecting Meredith Marks having a bat mitzvah to be her arc for the season, and I am so excited for it.
I love it. You know it's real and totally touching and meaningful when you do it on your second episode of the season for a storyline. That's when it really counts. So Angie pulls up to have cocktails, and she's, of course, dressed crazily, and she's there to meet Lisa. Now, Angie's more comfortable because I've never seen her wear sunglasses this small. Like, I was worried for her. I was like, oh my God, is her face bigger? Like, what in the world?
I finally feel comfortable showing more of my forehead. So Lisa, they sit down, and Lisa's like, you know what, for the past couple of years, Angie's been someone I talk to all the time because I care about her. I care about her feelings, okay? And I've had her back. I take her side, and I feel like I'm such a good friend to her, and it shocks me that she cares so little about our friendship and my feelings that she would take things that I share with her in confidence and repeat them to Whitney. It's not only upsetting, it's beyond hurtful. I'm like, Lisa, you've told literally every single person that you thought that Whitney was the villain. Like that you were upset that Whitney said quote unquote mean things about you on Nick Vile's podcast. This is like, you did not entrust her with some deep dark family secret here.
Yeah, but Angie is turncoating it. Angie is being like, I think Angie is kind of turncoated. I can see why she's pissed for sure. Yeah, but I think it's funny. And also I have to say, while we're talking, waxing poetic, Whitney's best season so far. This is definitely Whitney's hero season. I know people online are finally mad at Whitney. I'm finally loving Whitney. I think this is so fucking hilarious. I love Whitney coming in with like her newfound confidence. I think it's so funny. The way she smiles after she gives like her plainly rehearsed lines, I think it's just so funny. And I'm so glad to not hear about trauma for one season. You know what I mean? And I get it. No, you're going to hear about.
Just what are you talking about? She literally uses it this episode.
Well, she says trauma, but she doesn't go into it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
she doesn't like, it's not a season that's actually built around all that. And I'm not like, hey, get the trauma out of my face, even though I kind of am like that. Like, I get trauma as a part of life and all that. I just, I'm tired of it. So it's expired. It's expired in my fridge. And so I'm glad she's moving on. I think it's a bigger, stronger Whitney. Ding. There's my hot take for Whitney for the season.
I'm rooting for you, Whitney. Those are words you've never heard before, but I'm rooting for you, girl.
Angie's like, thank you for meeting with me. I didn't sleep well last night. I don't know how you slept. I was tossing and turning and turning and turning and turning and turning. It's a really big mattress. It takes a lot of turns to get off of it.
I counted Olympia Dukakis all the way up until 1037, and then it was 6 a.m.
But Lisa, I left there, and I don't think it really hit me till I got home. How you guys were like, and this goes, you guys,
what does that mean?
It felt like a gang up, you three, you, Heather, and Meredith.
I didn't feel like it was a gang up. I mean, you took the conversation, me, Heather, and you brought it back to what now? So you and I have conversations. They're meant for you and me, and they're not meant for anybody else, Ajay.
Yes, of course. Of course.
And you say things to me that I don't share with anybody else. And like, that's what I need to make sure you and I still have. All right. I mean, are we fudgy or not?
I told Whitney. I told Whitney.
That like that.
I don't know. I always call it.
I call it faggy.
I don't know what
do
I
you call it. I think all gay people call it faggy.
I call it. Sometimes I call it phage. I don't know. I don't know how.
I think you're allowed to call it faggy if you are also gay yogurt. So
it's an in joke. Angie's like, I told Whitney that Lisa said not because what Lisa said, not because I thought Whitney was in the right for calling her a villain, but because I thought she probably owed her an apology so they could move forward. And Angie's like, listen, at times I do feel like I'm trying to do everything to prove that I am a good friend to you and Greek.
Yeah, but then, you know what? Then these extraneous things happen. It's like extraneous. Like I can't even.
Lisa, you have made it harder at times, to be honest.
And she's like, yeah, you know, also other people in the group do have a fear that like Heather taking up for you, you know, Heather, she's like, everyone I think is afraid of you because look at how Heather had to take up for you because she was like, I need to save Lisa. And she's like, no one needs to save me. No one needs to save me.
And she's like, so because she's frustrated, you think it's taking up for me? She was taking up for herself. Heather was taking up for herself. I can handle myself. She was frustrated. Meredith was frustrated because the same thing keeps happening. And I feel like I'm getting labeled, and this is where I close off.
Actually, she was saying frustrated, which really cracked me up. She kept saying,
that girl is frustrated, and that girl too is frustrated. Everybody is frustrated, and I'm sick of that. I'm sick of all the fur. I'm sick of all the straining.
And Lisa, like when she gets mad, she like develops a Chicago accent. So she's like I feel like I'm being labeled and everything. And because I don't know if Angie's only deaf when it comes to me, but like if she could stop trying to convince me to think exactly like her, and like I would listen to me with the intent of like understand me, we would get a lot further.
And Lisa's like, okay, so just because I'm strong means I don't deserve to be heard. And it's like, no, you do deserve to be heard, but you may not realize you are taking over someone, or maybe you are talking louder than someone. What do you mean?
That's just who I am. No. Look, I just talked over myself by saying that's who I am. This is how I talk, okay? I move my hands when I talk. Okay, this is how I am when I'm passionate. I am me. I'm not changing. I'm like late 40s. I'm like Lisa Barlow. This is it. This is what you got. This is
so
my
Angie's trying
song.
to So Angie's trying to explain to her that she's a little bit too much, you know, and she's Lisa's like, I'm Lisa Barlow, and she's like, yeah, I've seen this movie before starring Lisa Barlow. You're expected to just agree, and I'm not going to do that this time because I'm in a movie where I'm married to a white person and my family is making a goat on the lawn and we have a wacky wedding that everybody loves. Ignore 2, 3, and 4, please. Were there 4 Greek weddings or 3?
It's probably on like 7. There was a TV show too. It's like everything. It's a whole franchise. It is really as big as Star Wars at this point. So Lisa goes, I know who the fuck I am, and I don't need everybody saying, oh, you have good sides, and like if people get to know you, they'll like you. And Angie goes, yeah, but why is everybody saying that to you though? Because maybe they have a perception because it keeps getting perpetuated. It's so fucking annoying.
I love Lisa thinks that it's just like a meme. It's just like someone said it. Now everybody says it. Now she can't escape it, even though it's not true. It's like, bam.
Right. She has bad PR.
So Angie's like, but what if that is people's experience though? Well, it's an easy out. If anybody wants to think I'm a fucking villain and a bitch and I'm self-centered, I don't really care anymore. I'll tie him to a fucking train track and wait for a train to run him over while I rob a bank. But that is villainous. How dare you, Angie?
I don't care so much that I'm probably going to get up and storm out of this restaurant. That's how much I don't care. So Angie's like, I don't think everyone thinks that, Lisa. I'm over it. I'm going to go. I love you, and I hope we can continue this conversation never. Bye.
So then we go to Bronwyn's home, and she's putting a sweater on her dog. Here's another reason I don't trust Bronwyn yet. Puppy. That's not a dog that she's had that's like cute. That's like a brand new dog. That's like a little puppy. Am I wrong? I'm calling prop dog is what I'm saying. I'm saying she got a dog just to have something cute to be on the show. Like I'll have a cute dog too with sweaters.
Right. Yeah, that could be for sure. It was a little dog, huh? Yeah, well,
I think it was a puppy. It looked like, I mean, that dog looked new. It didn't have that look in its eyes. Anybody with a dog knows, like after 2 years, your dog finally looks at you when you come home and he runs around for a bit and then he just like lays there and looks at you with this look that says, this is it, isn't it? This is all there really is in my life. And you say, yeah. And there's like this moment a dog just kind of gives up.
That's okay.
There's too much hope in that dog's eyes to be a grown dog.
So she's wearing this white outfit where she has her left sleeve is puffy and both her legs are puffy, but her right sleeve is like form-fitting. And I thought like it actually looked great on her. I never talk about this stuff. I never talk about fashion. I thought it looked great on her, but honestly, it would drive me nuts to have one sleeve that wasn't puffy. I don't know if that's considered like chic, but it would drive me nuts.
Someone splooged on something and then removed a sock out of the equation. So like part of it was the shape is off. Like I need the full shape of the splat. That's a gross way to put it. But you know what I mean? It doesn't look, or it looks like a Gumby was run over, like a deflated Gumby. But you know what?
I need to have the same amount of tightness around both of my arms. I need to feel like either both arms are flowing or both arms are constricted. But I cannot have flowing fabric on one side and tight fabric on another.
Okay, well, I've already said splooge, so let me take back the splooge. Okay, everybody, I take it back. Get it out of your brain. So here's what it looks like instead.
Stop perpetuating the splooge.
I have really wobbly arms because I don't work out. So it's like me, if my arms look one shape, but then I lie down and the shape that one arm takes, but if I'm in the fetal position, the other arm doesn't look like that. It looks like one of my arm skins is splayed out all over the bed in a splat and the other arm is not. It's like somewhat of a normal shape.
So we meet Bronwyn's husband, Todd, who to me looks like a combination of Beau Bridges and the dad from the Wonder Years.
That's a good way to put it.
And he's
like, I got a little of your dad, honestly. I thought
really?
I thought he looked like
Larry?
Your dad a little bit. Yeah, Larry.
I was amused because we've met older husbands before on Bravo many times. The older husband. This is the first older husband that really, to me, was leaning into that. He's like, "Hello there, Broadwood." It's like, wow.
He's like handing her a Werther's original, which, by the way, I have on my desk because I'm also embracing it. But yeah, I agree with you. Like Tom Girardi was like, "Look at me, I'm still so sprightly. Look at me working so hard, getting on my suit at 6 a.m. I'm a hard worker." Most of them do that. This one's like, I'm old. What do you want? I'm old and I'm rich. I'm gonna get chubby and I'm gonna wear weird golf sweaters. That's it.
Yes. And so Bronwyn tells us, she goes, I met Todd almost 10 years ago. I worked in finance at the time in San Francisco, and I was supposed to meet a client for lunch. And Todd was sitting a few stools down from me at this bar. And he was just so funny. He was like, Palm Pilots are great. And I was like, sir, get out of here. He's like, no, seriously, I love Palm Pilots. And I was like, Palm Pilots? What? Are you like the CEO of Palm at some point or something like that? And it turns out he was. I was on the floor laughing. And I just remember, he asked for my email and I was like, email? And I remember thinking, oh God, maybe he's going to professionally mentor me.
Yeah. How'd that work? How'd that work out? And the guys at the desk were telling her, oh gosh, he's hitting on you. She's like, nuh-uh, he just asked for my email, guys. Come on. Guys don't do that. They do when they invented the fucking Palm Pilot. He wanted to whip out his Palm Pilot and be like, look, I can email you on my phone. I'm emailing you from a telephone, toots.
Hold on, I want to get a photo of you. Let me pull out my flip camera. 1 second. So yeah,
I don't
basically
think the Palm ever had a camera. How dare you? I remember the Palm. I had the Palm for a minute and it took forever to do. You had to like update it. We would all like wait for the updates. Like, guys, have you heard when the new Palm update's coming out? Waiting for it. Can we sideload that? Can we get like a we'd like try and find it and like put it before the beta release or whatever on there. Oh god, I was hacking Palm Pilots way back in the day.
Listen, Todd was probably a great CEO. He really he was like, you know what? There's a change a coming in the landscape of portable devices, and I'm gonna not do it. So,
well, he did marry someone a lot younger, so that is embracing the future in a way, right? Or is that embracing the past?
it's something.
I
It's
forgot what my
embracing
point
something.
was. Yeah.
But she goes, Bronwyn goes, well, Todd was an OG of the tech world. He was the CEO of Palm. So ask one of your elders about a Palm Pilot or a Trio or any of those things. That was Todd, it is hilarious because it's true. Like there are people who have no idea what these devices are. And us, we're like, oh yeah, Palm Pilots and Trios.
Yeah. So she's like, now he pivoted and he does private equity. His hedge fund is based in New York. So I'd say he's there about 2 to 3 days a week, which is about 2 to 3 mornings I get to wake up without the room smelling like fart.
So this interior designer named Cody walks in and he's like, guys, what's going on with the furniture in here? Because it looks like it actually looks like Todd has forged his like 2002 tech startup office and saved all the furniture and put it into their living room.
Yeah. Money can't buy you taste, I guess, because not much. It's kind of just a room where a lot of shit's shoved into it. It's like a rich lady with a lot of money and time on her hands. And he hates them. This designer fucking hates these people.
Hates them.
Is he wearing like a sports coat with the collar pulled up and an ascot, or is that just in my head? I don't remember what he's
in
wearing.
my head. It was like that.
Yeah,
I don't know if he was, but
like,
he definitely had that energy.
Yeah, he's like, so did we leave anything in the showroom, or did we just shove it all in the house? Because this is embarrassing. Okay, my name is not on this yet. Okay, I'm new.
I loved this guy. I loved his disdain for what was happening in this house. So she says, so Gwen and Todd and I have lived in this house in Salt Lake City for like a year and a half. And Todd would love it if we were already decorated. Todd's like, finish is better than perfect kind of guy. I'm not like that. So she basically talks about how they haven't really invited anyone over because it's not finished and it's starting to look kind of sus.
And Todd's like, I want to use some of the stuff that I've gotten from all over the world. I've got a fork from Vietnam that looks good. I collected a couple of gum wrappers in China. So that's been fun. A lot of antiques. And she's like, yeah. The special thing about Todd is like, he wants to make me happy, and he really does. Like, do I want a rainbow cheetah carpet? If I do, he'll let me have it. That's for sure.
Well, I actually carried the torch in the London Olympics, so I have to have my torch up. Sure, honey, sure. I don't know where he got that story from. We photoshopped a photo of him.
I like that the gay's like, seriously? Because, oh, yeah. Yeah, he literally carried the torch in the London Olympics. The guy's like, when was the London Olympics? How many years ago was that? Before or after this mythical Palm Pilot?
Here's a life hack. If you mail the queen a free Palm Pilot, you get to hold a torch. So just a bit of advice for people.
And so he's like, I want to put my torch up. So Todd goes, okay, well, that's great, but maybe we should start with the something else. And Todd's like, do the art we bought, do the art. So then we see some art that she bought. This was like tens of thousands of dollars.
It's gotta have been. It was a stack of chairs.
She bought it 2 days after they closed the house, and it's been boxed up for a year and a half. Can't imagine how you could keep this thing in a box. But it's some old rickety wooden chairs stacked up, and they say like some positive message in the middle, like, you're the best, most amazing kitchen I've ever seen in my entire life. It's like Gina's word art. It's like Gina's word art decorating, but with money.
But with Tamara's voice. It's like Tamara stuck on a pile of chairs. Like, you changed my life. So she goes, there's a version of this in the Guggenheim, and it's experimental and new. I'm like, chairs are not experimental. So I hate to break it to you. Chairs are neither experimental nor are they new.
She has a thing with being upset. Like, she gives herself more credit for having things that are other places, right? Like that outfit that she had that's like, Rihanna has this. And now she has chairs that are also in the Guggenheim. No one cares, weirdo. Literally, no one cares. Do you think
So
people
they're setting
care?
it.
Maybe they do.
Maybe it's probably like an amazing piece of art. It's probably like that was designed by Goba. It's like Goba. So they're setting it up and there's all this like packing tape on it. So Todd's like, well, maybe we should get some scissors. And he's like, where are the scissors? And she's like, she looks at him and is like, you're gonna make me look for the scissors? He goes, I'll go look for them.
Yeah, she goes, are you asking me to look for scissors? He's like,
It
I
was
guess
such a
I'll
power
go.
move, and he's like, okay. And he just goes off he goes off up that staircase in the middle of the room that has no railings. Excuse me, you have an elder here in this house. How do you
That's
not
why
have railings
she's
for this?
leaving the fucking scissors up there. What do you think? She's like, I'm going to take away the railings. I'm going to send him upstairs for lots of things and just cross my fingers.
But the fact that she's so like happy-go-lucky, like, look at me, I've got like fun art and like fun clothes, and I'm like funny, and I'm like laughing about things, and I like wear wacky clothes. You're gonna make
You
me
want
look
me
for
to
the
get
scissors.
scissors?
It was like that moment, that like one little evil note right there. I was like, oh yes, give me
Yeah.
this lady right now.
Yeah, I totally agree. Stop elder abuse. So he rushes off, LOL JK, to get scissors, and they keep designing, and she says that they don't have any kids together, and she got pregnant with Gwen from a different relationship when she was 19, and that husband had no interest, so that made her too close to her daughter, so close that her daughter can't be honest enough to tell her to stop spending her inheritance on fucking rickety chairs with neon signs inside of them.
She can tell me anything. She can talk to me about anything. But I think if she starts to move out and separate from me, I'm trying really hard not to let her know how badly that's going to hurt me. Like, but it's obvious that it is. I have a question. Do you think a stack of chairs would fit in a dorm room? I just want my presence there.
So she's like, oh my God, I'm so glad that we're doing my house because like it's such a sus vibe. Like people don't really believe that we even have a house at this point. So then we go over to Heather and Whitney at a crystal store because I guess Heather's like, oh, I guess I should be nice to Whitney today. I'll do something that Whitney would want to do. Crystals. Yay.
Yeah. And she's like, I'll get you a crystal under 500. So Whitney goes, I'm all up in my fills. And she literally says full on fills here. She goes, I'm up in my fills.
You've noticed that she's trying, right? She's like, well, I have a feeling that there are things that I shouldn't be feeling. Like she's really trying, probably in this scene, to not say Phil, but she just can't help it.
She can't. She goes, I'm all up in my fills about seeing Heather today. Like the Bezos party sucked. Our relationship is complicated, but we are very close. She's my girl, and there's only one way to get through things, and that is to work through it.
And Heather's like, oh, can you show me a crystal that maybe would have helped us with last night's dinner? Oh, wow. I'm like, oh, gosh. She deserved it. Give me a break. And she's like, there's nothing powerful enough for that gang up.
Like the gang up you tried on Lisa Barlow when you accused her of doing sexual favors for the Utah Jazz. And
hey,
Heather,
I said that I wasn't positive about that 10 months later.
Whitney, it was not a gang up as much as we were all saying, yeah, it happened to me too, and me too, and me too. And you were just like, nope, 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 nope. And I was like, me too, me too. Were we associating you with a movement that happened in 2017 that was very instrumental to women who were taken advantage of, and now we're making you sound like you're the perpetrator of it? Perhaps, but it did happen to me too.
Now listen, I'm not about to take any of your BLM. What? Your bull, I meant. Your bull. Wait a minute.
Just associating Whitney with different political movements.
So Whitney's like, well, so Whitney's like, yeah, but you guys were saying about I'm lying about feelings and not facts. You can't say that someone's lying about feelings. You are a liar. You lie about everybody, and you do not get to say, but it's my feelings. Fucking Whitney. What are you, 5?
If Lisa would have listened to me, then she would have She wouldn't have had to hear my feelings on a podcast, but her calling me a liar over my feelings is no different than me calling her a liar for being mad at me. There's no difference. Ha!
And then she did one of her little smiles, like, yeah,
She's so happy.
I really logicked that one, guys. And so Heather's like, I'm just super frustrated with Whitney. And even though I love her, it doesn't mean that I like her because she does a lot of damage. And then she just expects all of her friends to just kind of absorb it and recover from it. And it's like, we may be strong enough to do it, but only to a certain point. I mean, come on. And not even blood relatives can save you at that point.
Bottom line is, I wish he would have stood up for me a little bit more and not piled on. Heather's like, oh, okay, well, I apologize for that. And I apologize for my part in your stupidity. But you do see that if 3 of your friends are telling you, right, that you see what we're trying to tell you. She's like, I do see that. So, yes.
Listen, you're going to want to be around all these people again. I mean, everybody knows you're very socialist. Do you mean social? Sure. Sure, Whitney.
Listen, if you want to occupy spaces with us, like if it's you want to, whether it's here or just occupy Wall Street, wherever you're going to occupy, you have to take accountability.
And Whitney's like, okay, well, I wanted to have a trip planned, but I don't think I can take all of you with me because some of you want to accuse me of feelings. But for those of you who don't, I was thinking of doing something because Trixie has a hotel in Milwaukee. And she's like, oh my God. So we're going to just go, I just don't want to fight about anything. So we're not going to say gay. Is that what you're saying? I didn't say that.
No, we're going to have fun. Will there be tea parties? What? So Whitney's like, yeah, we're gonna go to Milwaukee. So it looks like Salt Lake City, which had a storied past of going to, less glamorous locations for its entire run. And then finally last year they got to go to Bermuda. It's like, well, congratulations. Next trip, Milwaukee.
You get to go to Trixie's new gay bar in Milwaukee. Party!
Is Wisconsin giving out tax credits to Bravo? Because we just had an entire Top Chef season in Milwaukee. So what is going on here?
Milwaukee, yeah, and they're also courting the gays, right? Because I feel like we were in Milwaukee. Were we in Milwaukee for a gay pride thing at some point?
Gay pride was happening. And by the way, don't get me wrong.
I know it was a good gay pride. There were some potties at the thing. It's like Milwaukee over there.
Like Milwaukee is awesome. Don't get me wrong. I literally loved it. But it's just very funny because I think that on these Housewives shows, they go to like famously glamorous places, like going to Aspen or Paris or something like that. It's like, you're going to Milwaukee in January.
You're going to do it, buddy. And Heather's like, well, I don't know if you can invite everybody because they might act up. Wait a minute. Well, Angie and Bronwyn can come, and now you can come. I really like Bronwyn. She's awesome, and she was super supportive of me. My favorite sound.
It was the lady at the crystal shop going in the background. She's like, sorry, they say take your shot. You got to shoot your shot when you can.
So then we see a clip of Bronwyn hanging out with Whitney. And Bronwyn's like, yeah, at the dinner the other night, I was like, I have so much in common with Whitney. So like, that was great. I'm so glad we get to talk. I was happy talking to you until it got interrupted. And Whitney's like, I genuinely was like, I love Bronwyn. I love people who are direct. And so I really appreciate your openness. Okay.
Wow. That was a great flashback of how much we bonded. So Heather's like, really? You like her? I want to give Whitney some credit here, but are we talking about the same Bronwyn? Because the Bronwyn I know does not like you. In fact, she was crying, laughing at you. It's just, it does not track.
So she's like, Milwaukee's just like Laverne and Shirley town, right? She's like, Milwaukee's like, don't sleep on Milwaukee. Did I say it right? Who says that?
I think it's
don't sleep on Milwaukee, guys.
I think Meredith is going to want to go because she is going to be throwing a Star Wars themed bat mitzvah, I heard. No, it's Milwaukee, not Wookiees. Oh, anyway.
I think it's going to be really fun. I just hope Meredith can come and she's not too tired. Apartheid? Are you saying apartheid? No. So then we go over to Meredith's house and we get Chloe and Brooks. This scene killed me. Meredith's children. I love that Meredith has basically raised her children to only speak to her in like gay fan speak. It's like the only way she can hear is if you're like adoring her as a gay fan, especially Chloe. I died. Who is this person? Why is she not on every minute of this show?
These kids are so funny. They are so vocal fry forward. Like, hi, Mom. What are you doing, Mom? Well,
bath bombs, because, you know, it's very important to me to know how to make bath bombs. Meredith Marks jewelry isn't just stuff taken from the internet. It's actually me making jewelry. So here I am with some Arm & Hammer baking soda.
They call bath bombs the shakshuka of the beauty world. So here I am. I'm going to cook it up. And they're like, Mom, where are your goggles? She's like, oh, I need ski goggles. Mom, here are some ski goggles. Remember last season when you drove with ski goggles? Yeah, that was like a hilarious moment, Brooksy. Thanks for reminding America.
So, you know, I've been talking, as you guys know, I've been talking about bath bombs for the last year, 10 years, decade, millennia, as we all know. And my first word was bath bomb. And Whitney has decided she's going to make a bath bomb. So, that should be fun for her, huh?
Bitch.
She goes, I thought that you taking a bath is creepy.
Well, it's creepy. It's dirty. Everyone knows baths are my things. You know, whatever.
So did you like pick the bone with her, or are you just letting the bone fizzle?
What? No.
Bones don't fizzle? What are you talking about?
If they're in a bath, they do. Little known fact. That's why the chemistry in the bath bomb is so important. You do it wrong, and there can be a problem. By the way, in the middle of this, Meredith and Chloe are talking, and Brooks is like fully in the bath bomb process. He is like sitting there mixing everything together. We've never seen Brooks so motivated and concentrated. So Chloe's like, Meredith goes, oh no, I was just like, you know, I brought up to Whitney, and then Whitney was just like, oh, I've been doing bath bombs for a long time. Oh my God, Mom, I love when you impersonate her. Listen to me.
Yeah, here's my impersonation of her. Yeah, my jewelry is the most spiritual money.
Yes, girl. Yes.
It's hilarious.
Mother, literally, but still.
I'm just glad that you guys are here to help me with this. Make these bath bombs. It's a real family experience. And afterwards, everyone's going to get their own white bean salad.
She's a boss.
Oh, and guess what, guys? I'm going to start studying to be a bat mitzvah. Brooks like emerges from his mixing and pouring. He's like, you're kidding, right, Mom? Like, gross. You're too old to have a bat mitzvah, Mom.
Yeah, it's like,
no, I'm not kidding. Why would I be kidding about that, Brooks?
Slay, bitch. Slay. Slay mitzvah.
That's like,
are you going to have a slay mitzvah?
I don't think people do that at your age, Mom. Sorry, not sorry. I've never heard of that before. I thought you were supposed to do that when you're like 13. Sorry. You've kind of aged out of it. Okay, boomer. Brooksy!
Yeah.
What happened to my little toddler?
Respectfully, like, why?
Well, I'm much more emotionally in touch and mature, and it's my choice, and it's what I want. It's not like, oh, this is you do it because you're 13. It's you do it because you want to, and you need a storyline that's not, well, my creepy boob-loving husband is in Ohio.
So you're not doing it for the party and the coins? Absolutely not. I don't need any gifts, but what I do need is a dance floor and Moni Moni playing on the stereo.
And Chloe's like, yeah.
Did you tell Dad yet, Mom? Yes, Dad was so excited. He found the closest boob cake he could find and motorboated it for 5 minutes.
She's the Jewish boss.
Mazel tov, Mom. Mazel tov.
So then we go to a pickleball scene with Heather and Brittany. So now we're going to get to know some more about Brittany. She's a disaster. So hang tight. So Brittany's like, yeah, my mom built a pickleball court in her backyard because the HOA wouldn't let her build a full tennis court, but she did get a pickleball court, so that's fun.
Brittany is one of my Mormon friends. I met her through Angie Harrington, and there's an earnestness and sort of also a vapidity that kind of an open vulnerability. I meant to say not vapidity. I don't even know if vapidity is even a word, but she has a vulnerability, and I find that really, really charming. Not a very interesting person, but vulnerable, and I appreciate that.
It's just such a nice departure from my other friends that are defensive and cynical.
So they're playing pickleball. This is actually one of the few times where they actually are pretty competent because we have most of the scene is them hitting the ball back and forth, having a conversation. I was like, I don't think we've ever seen a rally that goes as long as it has gone between these two.
Yeah, and we see that Heather's having a trust fall event or whatever, where they go do ropes courses, and we see the little video thing the video invitation that she made. Do you love adventures? Do you love the outdoors? Do you love friendship? Well, you can have them all if you come to my girl event,
which you're obligated to go to because we're shooting it. Then Heather's like, so by the way, how are you and Jared? And she goes, oh my gosh, we're just figuring it out. I'm Mormon, but I've also been married and divorced twice. And I met Jared right after my second divorce because my ex-husband and his ex-fiance started dating. And then Jared found out first and he called me and we commiserated and we trauma bonds over it. And our friendship turned into romance. And he's an Osmond. It's really exciting. But Jared and I have broken up like 16 times. We've always get back together and we just can't seem to say broken up. Okay. I have to do her as Ramona because she looks like she's like Utah Ramona to me, so I can't help but
really. I don't see Ramona. What do you see?
Oh my god,
about Ramona with her?
Like I think her face looks. I think her face looks so much like Ramona. I cannot not see it.
Oh, and Ramona to me is all personality. It's like that, just like crazy look in her.
Okay.
Well, that's why I only did a light Ramona inflection.
Oh my god. So Brittany's like, how come you aren't dating Heather? And she's like, because my life is finally going in the direction I want. Why would I mess it up with some guy? Brittany's like, well, you're supposed to. I love when people don't understand that answer. They're just like, but isn't it better to just be miserable than be alone? And she says, I understand a bad marriage because, you and I have had really similar experiences. I'll put it that way. I mean, we sacrifice what we want for a man.
But it seems like you're only divorced for like how many months before you're in another serious relationship? She goes, yeah, I know. Actually, the longest I've ever been single is like 8 months. Well, why does being alone make you uncomfortable? I guess because I value that romantic relationship probably more than I maybe should.
And Heather's like, yeah, but what about your kids? Aren't they torn in a million different directions because there's all these guys and issues? And she's like, well, I've totally sacrificed my kids for a man, but that's my fault. And P.S. it's biblical, right?
Well, what happened? What happened, Brittany? Would you like to tell America? It's a long story, and I'm going to need the full cast to be here for me to tell it. So
I'm saving that.
I'll just have to tell you some other time.
She totally did too. She's like, yeah.
Even though Heather knows. Heather knows everything in this woman's life except what happened in this unique situation. Heather knows. Heather was like, girl, I'm trying to set you up for America to fall in love with you. She's like, no.
Yeah. She's like, I'm going to pace that out because I'm going to be here 10 years. So
yeah.
So Heather says that she's Mormon and she's kind of like the Mormon that Heather grew up with. And the celestial law is clear as day. You season your tea with only celestial things. Also, you can get into heaven without children, but not without a husband. So Mormonism creates women that prize their romantic. Oh, this is just so crazy. Like, honestly, who does this? Stop, get out, run. All of you run. You can't get into heaven without a man. Then what's the fucking point of heaven? In my heaven, there aren't any. In my heaven, there's only housewives. So how does that work?
The most painful part of life and regrets is knowing that you could have made a better choice. And Heather's like, yeah, but you still didn't lose your zest for love. Do you want to talk about it? I'm giving you a chance to do a scene with me. I'm the star of the show. She goes, no, I really don't know what that's about. She goes, patriarchy, maybe. I don't actually know what that word means. So now, now we go to the Lunatic Fringe Salon. Is that really what Angie's salon is called? Lunatic Fringe?
The Lunatic Fringe.
Well, so Bronwyn shows up and they're pretty much gonna like give Bronwyn a free blowout. And Angie's like, thank God people in Salt Lake City are so vain and like to get their hair done because our business is booming. We're opening our 10th location and Sean and I love working together. Okay. We went through a lot last year with people talking about our marriage and rumors and our business, and it brought us closer together. And we are stronger as a couple today because of it. Thanks, Meredith. I'm Greek.
There is nothing to keep a marriage spicier than gay rumors about your husband in a hair salon. Sean has never gotten more texts from strangers.
Hey girl, Bronwyn, what's going on? If you thought if you were going to get your hair done in peace, you have another thing coming. Because guess what? You are getting a complimentary tzatziki hair treatment.
She's like, well, I'm just dying to see you independent of everybody else. I was like, that girl is the one I want to talk to. That one right there.
Thank you for saying that, because I left Lisa's thinking I love Bronwyn and worried that you might be thinking of me because of how my relationship with Lisa might have looked that night.
Oh, I love a good scroll. Now, I love Lisa, but you know what? It's not like you were wrong. I mean, Lisa is Lisa. You know what I mean? And I just don't go on to kiss her ass and all that. But, you know, I had a conversation separate with Whitney where I said maybe she's got to find a different way to get her point across. But, you know, Bronwyn talks a lot, by the way. That's another thing.
She talks so much.
And I have to remind myself looking at Bronwyn's lines like, okay, condense. She really talks a lot without saying very much. Not that I would know what that's like at all.
I'm like, yeah, it's a foreign experience for me because I'm pretty succinct, I think. Succinct. So she's like, yeah, I mean, I hope that we never have, by the way, Angie, I hope that we never have a full scroll's worth of problems. Are you kidding me? You're worth a longer scroll full of good things. You are a good scroll. And
so then they're talking about how they met at an event, and Angie thought her husband was so sweet, and Bronwyn's like, oh wow, like not everybody sees that side of him. Most people are just asking what size diapers he wears and asking if he needs help crossing the street. So that was sweet of you.
And she goes, yeah, and I was talking to somebody else and I didn't know that night, and they asked me if I'm hard to get to know. And I said, yes, I am, but I didn't feel that way about you. Can I ask who? And if you don't want to tell me, you don't have to. And she goes, well, Brittany's all over the place. And I want to see how that goes a little bit more. She goes, oh, yeah. You know, I saw Brittany yesterday. We went bowling and she brought the fur heart up twice yesterday. She was just being really weird. And poor Brittany doesn't even get a flashback to like her talking shit about Bronwyn.
I know. I don't think they like Brittany much over there.
Okay, well, if there was a flashback, it would be Brittany putting her fingers in the bowling ball and then saying, oh my God, there's a ring on my finger. I think this bowling ball is asking me to marry it.
I don't like to call other women stupid, and like I like to be supportive of other women, but I'm not sure this woman can spell YSL, so I'm not really pressed about whether or not she liked what I was wearing. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I'm not even saying Yves Saint Laurent. I mean, I don't know if she could put the 3 letters together. I just wanted to make sure that you really understood my joke, because like I don't like calling other women stupid, but I'm also not sure you even got my YSL joke.
And she's like, yeah, there's no other way to say this. Women like Brittany are why I struggle to make friends. Dun, dun, dun. And she says she often thinks she can trust somebody, but then it turns out that she couldn't trust them. You're the one talking shit behind everybody's back on day one. I don't know what
And
the
please
fuck
keep
you're
doing
talking
it.
about. What did this lady do? This lady said she liked your costume. She thought she was being complimentary.
So Bronwyn's like, I know, I love that she's still worried about that like a week later. And Angie's like, "Oh, yeah, so you're gonna really have to go over the top tomorrow, at least to compete with me. I am wearing the biggest sunglasses tomorrow you have ever seen."
And she's like, she says it reminds her of being pregnant at BYU at 19, and everybody was judging her.
I feel like being pregnant at BYU at 19 is like part of like your application essay. It's like,
Is
is
it?
she pregnant yet? Well,
Not
it's like
pregnant, not
everyone on the
married.
secret, but like, oh, unmarried, yeah, because I was
I
like
have a
everyone
super
on the
religious
Secret Lives
school.
of Mormon Wives is like, I had my baby when I was 19. I had my baby when I was
Yeah.
20. So I feel like
Yeah.
being 19 and pregnant is like not crazy.
Yeah, but I think the whole unmarried, like single mom thing at 19, people were probably
Yeah,
like,
I forgot about that.
Dun, dun.
I forgot. Thank you for reminding me.
Oh my God. It's like public
Thank you.
serve.
Thank you for like filling in that very important nuance of the situation. But it's true. I'm cracked
But
up.
it's interesting that she also walks in with another heavy load on her. I wonder if it's like trauma from college. You know what I mean? She's like pregnant in college, and now she's coming into a new group of girls. So she's like, well, I can't be pregnant. So maybe I can just wear like something gigantic that people can judge. And then so she put on that big fur heart thing. I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, she says that she just shoved all that feeling down, and this is why she can't like doesn't always feel like she can trust other people, and she's always waiting for someone to let her down.
Oh, Jesus. Well, welcome to humanity. That's what we're supposed to do to each other. Let each other down, you know? And you're so lucky you found a better way to deal with your feelings. Personally, I love eating mine. Thank you, mustard. Delicious on my feelings. So then she's somehow making this thing of Brittany saying, I like your costume, into Brittany being a bully at 19 when she was pregnant. So that's a lot to put on Brittany, who I don't think really deserves it yet. I think Brittany's going to be a nightmare, but I think
yeah.
you're struggling too hard for a problem with this girl. So this girl didn't do anything.
No. So now they're all arriving at basically a ropes course, a very, very tall ropes course. You know, I'm getting memories of ropes course disasters of the past, Orange County, when Vicky almost got her finger sliced off by the rope, and also New Jersey, where there was issues with Teresa and Margaret. And, you know, ropes courses bring out the worst in our casts, which is why they're really so good for these shows.
Ropes course, that's where Jackie actually said, I would never want to be on Marge's bad side. And then look
That's
what happened.
right.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
So here we are at the ropes course. Mary just looks up at and goes, wow, ropes? So if somebody falls, then that's it? Yes, Mary.
Yeah.
They're gonna pare down the cast by putting you on ropes, and whoever survives it gets to stay on TV and the world.
Yeah, this is welcome. You're playing Squid Games. So Heather's like, well, no, I'm.
I love that she's just so serious too. She's like, so then that's it then, huh?
One moment you're on a ropes course, next you're like my congregant who drove off a cliff. So Heather's like, no, I'm sure we get harnessed in. So then Maylee shows up, and Whitney is like, I think today is just gonna be a standstill with Lisa, and like I'm pissed at her, and I feel like she owes me an apology, but I'm also smart enough to know that she probably thinks I owe her an apology.
So then, I just love it. Whitney's practice lines are so funny.
Whitney's
and then
on
she
top
gives a
of
little
it.
smile, like, yeah, I did that one by myself. So then everybody starts arriving and stuff, and Mary is praying. You know, she's like, please, Lord, please give me your grace. They're trying to murder me now, Lord. And Brittany is saying, I don't understand why Mary is so rude to me. And Mary's like, well, she's not really a list. Oh, I'm sorry. Mary's telling us. She's like, she's not really a listener. And if you think I'm poor, ask me. But she just assumed I was poor. Okay.
Is it because I tried to relate to her? And Mary's like, no, she's not the sharpest knife in the drawer. She's not even the sharpest spoon.
So now Heather comes, and they get instructions on this rope course, and they start. Meredith is like,
No, thank you. I have a lot to look forward to, namely putting together a set list for Wonky Donk Donk, who's going to be DJing my bot. That's what we're calling it these days. The bot.
I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a real good night. Sorry, I'm just getting ready for the big day.
We're going to have Torah karaoke. I know that much, but more to come. More to come.
Torah karaoke. That's when everyone just reads from the Torah.
Pick your favorite verse and go to town.
That's right. No Alicia Keys allowed. Um,
What Alicia
Why
Keys
does-
do?
well, just when people sing Alicia Keys at karaoke, it's just never good. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. And this is me speaking from my own personal experience. Every time someone gets up there and sings that one Alicia Keys song, it's always the thing that brings down the entire room. So I told my
Yeah.
Brooksy no Alicia Keys during karaoke.
Okay, so Meredith's like,
No, I can't do it. I have tennis elbow from churning too much butter. All right.
she makes a turning, and they're like, "Oh my God, Meredith, we thought we were talking about something else."
Saying, oh, guys, I was supposed to be so happy if I was talking.
Let me tell you something. The real place I got that tennis elbow was making too much. What? Are you saying? Are you saying shakshuka? Yeah, of course.
So Lisa's like, I gotta figure out who I'm gonna push off.
So there's tension in the air, because Lisa has to avoid Angie and Whitney. She has to.
I got a good
survive
one.
the-
Wait, no, I got a good one. I got a good one, Ronnie. I guess I'm gonna be super active today, actively avoiding Angie and actively surviving the ropes course. Ha 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 ha.
It's bad when you're more excited to see Meredith than Lisa.
And so she's telling Whitney and Mary that Lisa walked up, and she's like,
Why can't she just be nice? I'm feeling a little uncomfortable.
Please don't leave me. Just Whitney making a plea. And Mary's like, oh, that made my lips chapped. I need some chapstick after that.
"What does that even mean?" So then they do the ropes course, and it's crazy, it's wackiness. And I don't know, I don't have anything to say about ropes
Well,
course.
it is really funny seeing them all up there on the ropes course. And at one point, probably the funniest part is at one point, Heather, basically, I don't know what happened, but she winds up on her knees in front of the ropes course instructor on top of this giant pole. And they're like, it looks like Heather's blowing the guy. It really does. And I just sat there and giggled because I honestly do have the mind of my bar mitzvah 13-year-old self.
Getting blown? What is this?
No,
What's happening?
laughing at really just.
I was like,
silly
that was
things.
quite a party.
My bar mitzvah-
Buddy.
Listen, my bar mitzvah was quite a party, but unfortunately, it was not. Well, maybe. Fortunately, it was not.
it wasn't that. Yeah,
It wasn't that much.
fortunately.
Listen, it wasn't a freak off. Okay.
Oh gosh. So I don't know why I'm going so dark today. So let's see. So they do ropes, and then everyone's encouraging each other because it's like girl day. They're like, you can do it. You're a girl. It's like, I'm a girl. I can do it too. And you can do it. We're all girls. Like, yay, we do it.
Meredith's like, you're doing great, bath bomb stealer.
And then Whitney's like, wow, I'm never going to give a hand job again. That's what it feels like. And then the producer says, why are your hands above your head giving a blowjob? And she goes, well, it's like giving a blowjob. It's like giving a hand job under a desk. And I've been there a couple of times, which is hilarious because that's how she met
Yes.
her husband.
And then, so various women are being rescued by the staff because they get to a point and they're like, we don't want to do this anymore. So at some point, Mary is down on the ground and they're watching Maylee come down from the ropes. And Mary goes, who's that up there? And Meredith goes, I think that's Maylee. She's, oh, I thought Maylee was way thinner than that.
Well, yeah, what the hell's wrong with her?
It's just like she's just so rude all the time. It's hilarious.
Yeah. What the hell was that? And so Lisa comes down. She's like,
Oh my gosh, I love the earth. It's where Diet Coke grows.
So now they go to a little food cart to order some food, and Mary's like, I'll have a quesadilla. And then they get all this food. We see them ordering lots and lots of churros and things like that. And then they're sitting at the table, and then Lisa's like, oh my God, I have never heard the word sis used more. And apparently this is Maylee's big thing, is that we see a quick montage of her on the ropes course. Like, you got it, sis. Come on, sis. You can do it. Hey, sis, get over here. Hurry up, sis.
Maylee, just intimating best friendship and sisterhood with everybody there. So then we get Brittany's coming out moment. Brittany's like, ting, 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 ting. Hi, everybody. Hi. I just wanted to make a toast. So for the talkers, please stop it. Talkers. Okay. Hi, I'm Brittany. You all know me. Now, for those of you who know, or probably all of you with internet access, like my relationship drama has been on again, off again. So last night, Jared took me out and we bought matching jewelry at Louis Vuitton. And I was like, okay, I hate you. Here we
No,
are.
what?
We've
Why is this
arrived.
an announcement?
Why are
is this
you
your
making a
toast?
speech? I'm cringing so hard. Oh no. And she doesn't stop.
She's like, and then he officially asked me to be his girlfriend. And everyone's like, okay. And he made it Instagram official, which doesn't sound like a big deal, but it is a huge deal because he's never posted about anyone ever. And everyone's like, what's happening here?
And then Bronwyn
Bronwyn-
goes, but the Instagram I saw, he said my best friend and you guys were at Costco. So, and then we see the picture that he posted, and she's like sitting in the cart and at Costco, and it says, sometimes you just have to push your best friend around Costco.
Yes. And Bronwyn's like, I'm not giving up anything to go to Costco with some guy that doesn't claim my ass, or at least hasn't invented some sort of technology from 25 years ago that never took off. So Heather's like, nobody's going to take any shine away from Costco. Certainly not me. And while a Costco cart has meaning to a lot of people, and certainly in my life, I don't think it's a declaration of love that most young girls are looking for. Meanwhile, if there's anyone who I'm shocked has not like taken over a job at Costco, is Heather. I can't believe she's not standing at the door and as people like walk to leave, she goes up to their car and goes, I need receipts, proof, timeline that you bought this family size of Cheerios. Get it? That's my line.
So Mary is like, my best friend at Costco. That was the gesture. Lisa's like, oh wait, is this the post? Wait, hold on, let me look at it. Yeah, reading. Not about me. Where's my name? Not about me. Yeah, this isn't official. You're not official, Brittany. Sorry. Brittany's like, but I want you to be happy for me. No, Brittany, you don't get to just make stuff up for people to be happy for you. And why are you giving a toast at a party that's not about you? Sit the fuck down, lady.
And Mary just goes, I'm just trying to figure out, why do we care? And she goes, Mary, rude. Like you were the other night. But you were so rude to me the other night. I was not rude. You were rude. You said you identified me with poor.
You identified me with poor? She said, I never called you poor. She goes, yes, you did. And then we just get a look from Angie, who knows that that's not true, but she's just like, I'm Team Mary, I guess, because it's more fun. Have fun.
Just, I don't have any idea how you grew up. You don't. And I don't care about you and your boyfriend. Like, I don't know why this has to be announced. I don't care.
And Brittany's like, rude. It's just, yeah, most of us don't care. Okay, most of us do not care. And she goes, well, I thought this was a group of friends. And she goes, I don't even know you. So then Heather goes, wait, so are you not open to learning anything about Brittany? Is that what you're saying?
Do you want me to care about you and what you're doing? I didn't ask you to. I didn't have an announcement. Brittany, I would be a little worried about this. You don't even have an endorsement with Wendy's. And Brittany's like, talk to me. Tell me why. Well, I feel like Jared's working you over a little bit. Do you really? Oh my God. I can't believe I'm being worked over by Jared. I can't believe this is also becoming a whole scene on The Real Housewives. I'm sort of like in the center and probably should just be on this cast now.
And Whitney's like,
I've never met someone quite like Jared. He seems like a politician to me.
You are like really, really into him. And I see that he cares for you. But the concern Lisa shares, I share as well. Because he should be happy claiming you as his girlfriend, not best friend. You're happy with that? You're fine with that?
it's like, no, it hurts my feelings. So last night I thought I was just so excited to do this toast because I just like, it's a huge step for us. I mean, getting to sit in the cart, going to Costco. I mean, that's for family size things. Are we going to have a family? You know what I mean? It just could be so much.
Unfortunately, I think you're just a free sample. There's a lot going on in Brittany's life with her kids and her ex and just trying to figure it out. It's a little bit chaotic and she's working on repairing her relationships with her nuclear family.
Wow. Said, do you want to buy some coffee? And he said, Why would I when I've already got the milk for free? I just thought that was so romantic.
Well, Brittany, what are the issues with your family? Like, what happened with your family?
Oh, well, it's just like huge personal issues. It's just so much. Now there's so much going on with her kids, with her ex. She's just trying to figure it out. I mean, there's just so much storyline, so much storyline. They're like, well, what is it? Oh, just, neither of my daughters will talk to me. Why? Oh, it's so, it's more of an A story, not really a party B story.
It's so complicated and really, really personal. And Mary goes, but you trust us about your boyfriend. And Brittany's like, well, you just told me you don't like me or want anything to do with me. I didn't say that. But so I don't want to share my personal details with you. She goes, you're very difficult. You need some soul searching, babe.
And Bronwyn's like, Mare's not wrong. That's my mare. And she's like, I'm kind though. She says, if you're kind, then why can't you make amends with your children? Which is
So Mary is like, it just kind of bothers me. It's kind of like a big trigger for me. Like, it just reminds me of my mom. My mom, like, she cared about having a man. And she basically tells a story about how her mom went off with a guy and neglected her children. And then they were running loose and there was no one to watch over her. And basically this like really hurts her. She does not like hearing that Brittany her does not talk with her kids, or her kids won't talk with her.
And this version of the drama is, I mean, two things can be true at once. But for those of you who don't know all this, Mary is in a fight with her mom over the church because her mom feels like that should have been her birthright. But then Mary went and married the step grandfather and suddenly took the church. So like the mom's been on podcasts and stuff, like they hate each other. So of course she's dissing her mom, but you're not supposed to be dissing people's parenting on these shows. I mean, that's what we do. Like,
Yeah.
trying to take our stick. Yeah, come on.
But also, like, Brittany is very obviously like she is trying to have her own coming out party on the show. Like, she even says that she was thinking about this toast last night. So she was thinking about it. She was going to make a big scene, a big announcement. She wanted to like have a moment, and she was going to be like, "Oh, I'm going through so much in my life," and yada yada. It all this Brittany thing feels very rehearsed on her part, and Mary's kind of like, shut up. Like, I know what you're trying to do here, and I'm not gonna let you have it.
Yeah. Well, Mary's reaction is the same as mine. I'm like, be quiet, no one cares. But I'm also cracking
Exactly.
up. So now it's turned into a fight. Because basically it sounds like she cheated on her husband, right? Like she was sleeping
Probably.
around. That's my guess, is that she was cheating on her husband. He found out, that broke up the family, and the kids won't speak to her. That's my guess. I don't know. I don't
Sounds
know
good.
anything.
I love it.
So now they start arguing, and Brittany goes, you have no idea what you're talking about. She goes, I don't care. You just shut up. No, you shut me up. Shut me up then. She goes, no, seriously, shut me up then. She's like, you cannot hit so below the belt, Mary.
She's like, you make me shut up. She's like, don't you ever bring up my kids again. Put your finger down, okay? Like, how about that? You just shut up. She goes, but I am not attacking you as a mom. There cannot be anything lower or meaner than that. It's like, well, welcome to Salt Lake City, bitch.
She's like, anyone that mom shames should be ashamed of themselves. Just, I can think of it, I don't know, thesaurus, but anyway, still. And don't you ever bring up my kids. You know nothing, Mary. And Lisa's like, this is going a little too far. Okay. It's not going far enough, Mary. But it's just like ready to go.
Yeah, we're going a little bit too far. And Mary's like, well, she's down here telling you to shut up. Okay, you know what? Everyone show her some respect. If you respect me, honestly. And Brahman is like, well, I'd like to learn something about Brittany that didn't feel unhinged. That's how I feel about Brittany right now. And Brittany's like, wait, what? Say that again? Everything I've learned about you so far feels chaotic AF. I'm sorry.
This is coming for the lady with stacked chairs with neon in them that she paid thousands of dollars.
Dressed like a Rubik's Cube. So Bronwyn's like, you're on again, you're off again, you're in a Costco cart, you called her poor, you called me a hoarder. So all I know about you is the party, and you came in there hot and wild. I'm sorry you did.
Hot and wild. And Heather's like, oh my God, I feel like I've dragged Brittany into this. She's like a baby deer in front of all these wolves, and she's just not up for the fight, and it's just not warranted. I mean, they don't know her. This feels like she's getting kicked in the teeth. I just hate this. I hate this.
All these vicious people, Lisa, Mary, Maylee. So Maylee's there too, but I just want to remind everyone Maylee's there. So Bronwyn's like, she's like, at a certain place, all these words matter, and you've got to get in the mix on the words on what words mean. Okay, like get your words right, girl. Okay, like did you know that YSL spells Yves Saint Laurent? Do you know that? It's like it's it's like could you spell it? I made a joke about it before.
And she goes, and I know you don't like me saying it, but it's true. Get your words tight. And then Heather's like, you know why I don't like you saying that? Because if we want to get our words in order, you're going to need to get your words in order, Missy, because you've been giving everyone a different story. It's like, so Heather's going to go scorched earth on this girl early because she's got to protect her friend. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. Because you know what? I went with Whitney and she said you were supportive of her. But on our Wendy's drive with Lisa, yes, best fast food chain in America. Yeah, when our Wendy's drive with Lisa, you were team fucking Lisa. And I have the receipts, the proof, the timeline.
Oh God, please. She's going to say it. She's going to say it enough. I can't. You're going to make my head explode. She's going to say it 30 times. Just...
Bronwyn's like, that's not true. And Heather's like, and you were saying horrible things about Whitney. Horrible. And Maylee's like, are you serious, sis? And Heather goes, yeah. And that made me feel like you were being two-faced to Lisa and me and two-faced to Whitney.
Yeah. And so now they're fighting about this. And then Whitney's like, what did she say about me? She goes, she was talking about when you said this is a healed Whitney. And you said you had tears of laughter crying from your eyes. And Bronwyn's like, I said I laughed. Okay. I laughed at Angie. And I did tell Whitney that anyway. And so Whitney's like, yeah, if that's all Bronwyn said, she admitted it to my face. So who cares? And then we see her saying, she's laughing and she's like, oh my God, did you practice that in front of a mirror? That whole like, do you want to see the hill, Whitney? So she did. That was pretty good. So she's like, I don't think Heather's energy really matches. What happened?
Also, and by the way, Bronwyn has a legitimate reason to not like Brittany. They had a bad interaction, and Heather's reasoning for not liking Bronwyn is much more tenuous. It's based off of like, I don't know if I like the way she's talking about Whitney right now, even though I don't like it's not concrete in the same way. So like, I think Bronwyn's allowed to shade Brittany in this case. I think Heather's barking up the wrong tree on this one.
Well, Heather said earlier in the episode that she doesn't like her because she's felt this energy before, meaning Monica, and they cut to Monica, and she's like, these people who are like insinuating closeness. It's like she's practiced this. She already knows she's going to come in and start fight. Yeah, like she's basically a fan coming in to start fights, and she already knows who she's going to go up against and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, okay, but you're on a TV show at the same time.
But also, Brittany is the one who's actually acting the most like that. Brittany is the one who clearly seems like she did her homework. She has a game plan of how she wants to come onto the show. She knows exactly what sort of splash she wants to make at a group event. So it's kind of funny that that's Heather's insecurities about.
And she's friends with Angie Harrington. I mean, there's no thirstier than that. You know what I mean? And Heather's got all like the kind of needy, thirsty friends, and the other people bring on the more confident friends, because this girl's a mess too. This Brittany girl. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Where were we here in this silliness?
So basically, Whitney's kind of shooting down this whole thing. She's like, I didn't get offended. She already told me. And then Bronwyn's saying, Lisa, what is she doing? Is she conflating everything into one combo? And Heather's like, I'm not conflating anything. And when he's like, yeah, but you're being messy and confusing. And so she's basically like, well, we went to lunch and I left the car thinking everything with you was poisonous, especially about Whitney, especially about Maylee. And then to find out.
She tried to bring Maylee into it. Maylee's like, what, sis?
And then to find out, and they cut her off, and Bronwyn's like, wait, did you feel that way, Lisa? And Lisa's like, I think you have a very different way of speaking. Like, I understand the way she talks, so maybe that's why I'm not thinking that. Just like, Heather needs people to be on her side, but they're like, no, I'm team anti whoever this dumbass is who just stood up and gave herself a toast for going to Costco with the guy.
Wait a second, this is horrifying. So you left that lunch feeling like she liked Maylee and Whitney, come on, Maylee. I'm trying to get you into this fight here. Come on, you can dive in. I'm saying your name. That's your cue. Go on stage. Okay, you felt like she liked Maylee and Whitney and wanted to reach out to them and go to lunch. No, don't just say sis, Maylee. Come on, rise the challenge.
You're right, sis.
Sorry
Sorry to interrupt you, sis. Go ahead. So then she's still trying to make this happen. And she's like, yeah, I mean, 1 minute you act like you like her, and then the next, or you don't like her, and the next minute you're out to lunch being best friends with Whitney. And Andrew's like, everyone is entitled to have a change of heart after they hear another side. And Lisa's like, yeah, we can also have change of heart, okay? And she goes, yeah, but like Bronwyn feels so strong about Brittany owning her words. I'm like, own your words then.
But you're not saying let's all own our words. You're saying I should own my words. And everyone here has said something. And Bronwyn tells us, I don't understand where Heather is coming from because I was not doing a monologue at an open mic night for Lisa and Heather. So I'm surprised it's being used against me when I don't think anyone disagreed with my opinion.
So Lisa's like, that was a communal conversation. It was communal.
Yeah, Lisa's like, no, Bronwyn was being snarky. And she goes, that's what I'm telling her. Like, stop yelling. She's like, I'm not yelling. That's just the way I talk. That's for Angie's benefit to know that this is the way I talk. Take me or leave me. I'm not making any more excuses for me anymore.
And then Bronwyn's, no, she's like, I'm not yelling. Oh, no. She goes, it was a communication. Bronwyn, you were snarky. Like, and she says, yeah, but that's what I'm telling her. Stop yelling. She's,
I'm not yelling. It's the way I talk.
Despite knowing Lisa for 7 or 8 years now, I'm just like so surprised that she has nothing to say to defend me. Classic, by the way. Classic. Friend gets brought on, does not get defended the way she wants to be, or vice versa. Maybe the person who brought her on does not feel she's being defended. And then now they are going to turn on each other. It's a tale as old as time.
So then Whitney, of course, senses that she's not winning yet. So she's like,
At a basic human level, if someone's being vulnerable and telling you about their wait for it, trauma, do not weaponize it to hurt them. Ow, trauma, ow.
No one is weaponizing it.
But we need to do better about trauma. You guys steamrolled me, trauma.
No, we did not steamroll you. We did not steamroll you. We're not going to use the word steamroll because you know what steamrolling is? Going on a podcast and talking about your fucking friends when they can't defend themselves. That's a steamroll, and I haven't done anything to you, okay? Do not say the S word.
Yeah, but I'm sorry to hurt you because that wasn't my intention, but I was provoked.
All you do is talk feelings and start talking facts, and then we can have a good conversation.
The fact is, you've been a shitty friend.
You're a shitty friend. You're a shitty friend. Where are all your calls? Where are all your messages? Where's the skywriting?
You're shittier. Don't talk over me. It's dramatic.
No, I will talk over you because I'm going to steamroll. You want to say steamroll? I'll show you steamroll. Where are you inviting me to things?
Ow, you hit me with trauma. Ow.
May I interject here? Okay, I'm as a future bat mitzvah. Okay, that means I'm still a little girl. I'm not an adult yet, so a little girl's here to talk. I would like to say something on this topic.
Okay, go for it.
I feel the same.
You're a shitty friend. You're a shitty friend. No, I'm going to talk. Steamroll. I'm going to steamroll. Don't you dare say steamroll because no one here steamrolls. Okay, Meredith, sorry. I'm going to talk over you. You bonded with them over your hatred of me, and you're getting busted, Whitney.
She's like,
well, I'm clear. I'm sorry I talked about you on the podcast then.
She's like, thank you, Whitney. Thank you, Whitney. Okay, I appreciate the apology, but it doesn't take away from the fact that we saw the shows.
Would I also like an apology from Whitney? Of course. Is it surprising that I'm not getting one right now? No, not at all. I guess bath bomb stealers will never apologize.
So then Whitney's like,
I think everyone at this table is amazing, and I'm glad today happened because I feel like there's still a lot of things that need to be resolved, but I'm now comfortable to invite you all to the glamorous town of Milwaukee.
Wow.
like, what?
They're like in the middle of the fight, and she's like, guys, while we're here fighting, it made me realize we really should all be go on a group trip together.
Yeah, Trixie. I have an announcement. I was really nervous to come here today, but I just wanted to say, you guys, Whitney and I, we liked each other when we first saw each other. Guys, Whitney has just asked me to marry her. Thank you, Whitney.
No, I just want you to come to Milwaukee with me because Trixie booked me to host a drag night at her event in Milwaukee. And everyone's like, oh, great, Milwaukee. And Mary goes, can I say this? That's where my dad's from. Well, she basically is saying her dad's from Milwaukee, which means we'll probably have a scene of her going to his house. And so Whitney is like, I would love for all of you just to come on my girls' trip to be together and continue the bonding that we've had, like we just had right now in this discussion. I booked a private jet. It's called Southwest.
Well, I'm not sure if I can make it, but we'll discuss that later.
It's not that I don't want to go to Milwaukee. I mean, who wouldn't want to go to Milwaukee in the middle of winter? But I do have a bat mitzvah to prepare for. And it's not that I don't necessarily want to go to Milwaukee. It's just I don't want to go with Whitney.
Oh gosh. So then Heather's like,
I might not be
and Whitney's like, good, I hope you don't. So she says, if these bitches can't get themselves together for 2 days, then we have way bigger problems than that. And Angie's like, I'll see you in Milwaukee, bitch.
And that's the end of the episode, which was hilarious. I mean, this show just works. It just goes. It's just so funny and so good. Love having SLC back. Love this double Mormon lifestyle we're living between this and the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Thanks everyone for listening, and we do recap that show too, so be sure to check it out on our feed. And we got some Orange County later this week, so stick around for that, and we will catch you on the next episode. Bye everyone.
Bye.